I'm guessing that every high school student in the United States has probably read Romeo and Juliet at least once. And you guys are probably thinking there while sitting in class, half asleep, man, this book is just so old and boring. But what if you could choose what happens in the story? What if you could make Romeo and Juliet, ride mech suits? Well, this is the book for you. But before we get into that, let me give you a brief rundown. This is a type of book called a choose your own adventure books. Now, originally choose your own adventure books were just, it was a trademark term, but now it's become so synonymous with it that everyone just uses it. So yeah, this thing is a choose your own adventure book. I'm not going to go into too much detail about like the history of it. If you guys want to, I'll link a video in the description from a channel called Toy Galaxy where they go over a full history of it. They do way better than I do. So let's get into this. This is Romeo and or Juliet, written by a guy named Ryan North, who is a comic book artist. He draws and he's also a writer too. It's pretty cool. He also made another one of these Choose Your Own Adventure books, but it was with Hamlet. This one that one I think has even more endings, so huge. It was published in 2016. So a little while back. It's a thing. It has over 100 different endings. That's right, the original one only has one ending. Boring, boo. I didn't even know there's such a death in it. This one has over 100 plus endings, and look how thick this boy is. This is a hefty book right here. You're going to be spending a lot of time reading this, okay? Look at this. Each of the endings has cool art done by a different artist. That is so cool. Look at that art, like back in the 50s or the 60s. Look at that. It's so cool. Some of them are cartoony, some of them are realistic. It's really, really cool that you got a bunch of different artists to do it. And that's not just it, There's also puzzles and there's a secret character, There's lots of that. I'm not going to spoil that. I'm going to tell you about it later on in the video, but there's so much different stuff that you can do. There's 476 nodes. Now, I will tell you what a node means in a little bit, but that's so much content, that's so much content. Shakespeare's probably like, man, dude, they made my story better. Come on. How am I supposed to compete with that? That's just crazy. That's what Shakespeare is probably saying right now. Now let's get into the meat and the potatoes of this thing. Okay, so, but as you can see, there is hearts on some of the things. Now, what do the hearts mean? If you want to follow the exact plot of the play, which I don't know why you want to, then you could do that. But the ones without them are like, you could branch off. In this book, you may be thinking, oh, it's going to be boring. No, it is written in a modern, updated, it's like a comedic kind of fourth wall breaking style, There's a narrator, It's written in second person, but it's like, there's a narrator and he's funny and he breaks the fourth wall and he is like there. It's not really that descriptive. It is like, it's bare bones, like what it needs to be. But it's not the best writing, but it's enough that, you can see the world around you. And it's really, really interesting. It's muy interesante. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to play it. So let's turn to the character ones. So see, for example, this is 36. Those are nodes. So they're not page numbers because as you can see with this page, look, there's 3 different nodes on it. So the nodes are like the little paragraph. So I'm going to read a little this for you. Sit down, children. It's story time. You have just been born. Congratulations. Good work on that. Now, surprise, babies are boring, so we're going to jump ahead to a point where you're a cold teen, you already lived a reasonable chunk of your life. I can promise you that most of what you're going to see now will be flabbergastingly interesting. Teens do all sorts of interesting things. They make friends, they shed tears, they totally make out. And yeah, Romeo. Romeo is a 15-year-old teen who loves being in love, and loves being in love with love, being into love, this guy. You got Juliet. She's a 16-year-old teen who is dainty as a flower, fragile as a spider's web in the morning dew. Nah, I'm just having a little fun. Like, it's actually super ripped, and her top 6 interests are muscles, boys getting boys, kissing boys, and kissing her own muscles. See? Funny. You get to choose a character. At the bottom of the page, see, you can play, it says, play as Romeo, turn to 27. Or play as Juliet, turn to page 4. Turn not to page 4, turn to 4. They're like, oh, we'll play this. Okay. See? See, that's how it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Now, I know I told you before that there is some extras. What are the extras, in fact? Well, you can also play as, there's a side quest core thing where it's called Nurse Quest. You can play as Juliet's nurse, and and the cool thing about it is the font is made to look like it is a video game font. And all the pictures are like pixel art, digital art, so you can play as Rosaline. She is a secret character. The only way you can find her is just like you get to a certain node and you have to like add that number and so do that stuff and you can find her. And guess what? There's two mini books within the book. So look at A Midsummer's Night's Choice. This choose from precisely 5 possible endings. This one has 5 endings. And then there's another one. There's another one too that has 5 endings. So see, there's 2 mini books in here. That's crazy. 2 book within a books. So as you can see, there's lots of stuff that you can do in this book, okay? So there's a lot of different endings too, You know what? You want to know the type of endings you can do? You can mech suits, you can become pirates, you can become ghosts, you can travel back in time as you saw. You can go on a boat, you can get arrested by the police. You can be forced to marry this old guy, Tom Paris, in one of the endings. You can stab Tom Paris. You can poison him. You can do all sorts of things. Guys, so that's only the tip of the iceberg on what you can do. Your imagination is going to run wild. And so but the thing is though, this book is not the only interactive book. There's so many types of interactive books. So I have Oregon Trail Choose Your Own Adventure books that I should make a bigger video on. I have the original Choose Your Own Adventure books here. Reprints. There's also tons of them for adults. I seen one where it was like a Jane Austen one. I have one on my computer that's like Choose Your Own Misery in The Office, dude. There's so many different types of them. So they're coming back, guys. So they inspired a lot of stuff. Like for example, Netflix, Black Mirror Bandersnatch. I played that. Cool, you got things like, a Heist with Markiplier and Space with Markiplier that just came out. Interactive movies. There's other interactive movies and stuff that you can play. FMV games, bro. There's so many. So, game books, too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys later.